Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading Rengoku Listener by me. So let's get into it. Rengoku did not know whether he should tell his father about you. He knew it would be inevitable, yes, but he didn't know whether or not he should let him find out on his own. Or if he was going to tell him, then when? There were so many questions, and not a single good answer that guaranteed things to go the way that he wanted them to. In a nice way, in a way that did not include the two of you fighting. Not you and him, but rather you and his father. His father was not the most agreeable person, and you were not one to take shit from anyone else. So, it was going to be difficult. Not that he ever expected you to be okay with this, or take anyone's shit. He never wanted that. After all, he wanted you to stand up for yourself, to be strong enough on your own. And he would never change his mind on that. That was a stance that he would stand by forever. So, it was not something that he would change his opinion about, nor was it something that he's just hesitant about in any way. He stood by it, even though in the situation it could make for a fight between you and his father, which is what he hoped to avoid. Although he knew if you fought with him, it would certainly not because you would initiate it. You don't have a tendency to do that. His father, on the other hand, he was quite good at this. It seemed to be a profession of his at this point. But he knew that one way or another, the two of you would have to see each other. You would have to meet. And that alone was terrifying him. And he did not expect for his father to see you two on a date this early in your relationship. Although, was it really this early when you've been dating for 6 months now? He wouldn't know. What mattered at the moment was that this is not the situation that he wanted either of you to be in. And he certainly did not want his father to meet you. Not in this way, and not at a time where neither of you were ready. His father looked at him, then you, then him again, then you, for quite a bit, before speaking up. Son, I did not expect to see you here, and with this lady no less. But what's even worse was that Rengoku did not expect to see him here. He never expected him to get out of the house. He hardly ever does, and you cannot even recall the last time that he did. Well, why are you here? Am I not supposed to be? His father asked. And Rengoku just seemed to be a little bit more nervous now. Maybe that was not the right thing to ask. But he still had the rest of the conversation to try and make up for it. But before he could say anything else, his father spoke again. And who is she? This fine lady you're dining with? Her name is Mayan, and she's my girlfriend, he said. And his father was silent for a while, as if processing what was going on. He certainly did not expect this. And it's not like Rengoku had ever talked to him about his love life or what he wanted from it. So it made me a little bit hurtful to find out that he did this, that he has a girlfriend, someone whom he loves and whom he's loved by accident, knowing Rengoku would not tell him. So he's certainly quiet for a little bit before he reaches out to shake your hand, and you get up, shaking it in return. I'm pleased to meet you. Me too. I hope I can get to know you more. My son does not seem to be very interested in that. Father, you know that's not the case. I never said anything about this, but you didn't want me to know. And I understand why, his father had said. And before you could say anything else, he actually gave you his own farewell and left. leaving you two in silence, pondering over what to do now, because it was a very tough spot, both for you and Rengoku, but more for your partner. You were so worried about Rengoku now, and what he was going to do, and whether things would be alright between him and his father. You desperately hoped that they would be. But as you were going home, he took your hand in his own and squeezed it gently. I'm sorry, Mayan. I'm sorry for putting you in such a position. You shouldn't have been experiencing this. You shouldn't have had to go through this. But it seems like you couldn't prevent it. And it's fine. You know, we're here for each other. I'm perfectly fine, Rengoku. I really am. Now we just have to go home and see when you can see your father and meet him in a proper way this time. And we'll talk. I'm sure things will be fine. And that's when he smiled, wrapping an arm around your waist and kissing your cheek. You're an angel, my dear. I don't know how you got you. You're just lucky that you did. You say teasingly, and he chuckles, nodding to your words. And the two of you actually find a date that's suitable to meet his father in a more proper fashion. And when you do see him, he's actually not being rude to you. He accepts you, he talks to you, and tries to be nice. It seems that he has a lot of regret over what happened, and a lot has came to his mind, seeing as Rengoku was seeing his own love life, and to his own personal life, without even telling him a single thing. That was how far he was from his own son, and he never wanted it to reach such a degree. So, even though it may be too late, he wanted to try and bridge things between them, because there was always a point to trying. Even if it would not succeed, he would have at least tried, for something worth it, for his son. For Rengoku's sake, he's willing to accept you and get to know you. And from the looks of it, you're not bad either. And things may actually go well between you two, even if Rengoku's not constantly involved.